Hi everybody, Angie here, coming on to do day 22 of the hashtag Ephemera ephemera makes with you guys. 22 is water and envelope insert. We're going to get right into this. Now, I do have to explain prior to starting, envelope insert. I don't know exactly what they mean by that. I guess we can use our own interpretation. It's one of two things to me. One, it's the liner piece that goes on the inside of an envelope, the decorative inside portion, or just something that you stuff in an envelope, an insert. Just, you know, it could be an advertisement, it could be a letter, it could be a card. You know, that's something that's getting inserted into the envelope. So that's what I'm going with. Possibly one, maybe both, depending on if I have enough paper. I'm going to be using this piece of 12 by 12 sheet of paper, scrapbook paper that I pulled out for the rust. Where was that? Back on day 17, then I ended up not using it. So this has still been out. So I'm going to go ahead and use this for my envelope. And we're going to see what we can do with that, okay? So let's get this out of the way and let's get started because might get a little crazy here. Okay, I can be messy sometimes. Now, for water, what I'm going to do, and I have a few elements that I'm going to incorporate into this. I have some cheesecloth I might use. I have cut out for my animal of choice this fish. Okay, and then I just did the word element. And then I have some sea elements. I have a couple seashells and some starfish and a piece of beautiful coral, and I love that because it has the same colors as the fish. So that's why I chose the fish. Okay, so let's get going. I have a piece of 8.5 by 11, just coffee weight paper. I do not have any watercolor paper, so I'm just using what I have, okay? So what I thought I would do is I'm gonna just tear this in half and then tear this in half, and we're just gonna make like an ephemera piece, maybe like a journal card or something like that out of this, okay? And we're gonna start there and continue on. So I've got some watercolors here, and this is gonna be my water element. I'm using water for my watercolors, but I'm gonna try to create, I'm going to try and move this out of the way because I can get kind of messy. I'm going to try my best to create just a relaxed, easy ocean colored scheme on this piece of paper. Okay, and I'm just going to use watercolors for that. And of course, we know our ocean has blues, different shades of blues, greens, maybe a little brown. No ocean is, you know, just blue like we see on TV. So I'm just going to mix some colors, some blues, some green, probably some yellow, and I think that's purple. So I'll put a little bit on each of those, let that start setting in, and I'm just going to, actually I think what I'm going to do, let me grab some paper towels. Okay, what I'm going to do is just lay some colors down on my media mat here, and I'm going to try and keep it in this portion here since that's the size of my paper. Okay, and I'm just going to lay some color down randomly, and I know it's not going to take as well as I like I said, I'm not using watercolor paper, so it's not going to absorb the way we would normally think that it would, but I'm hoping that it'll still work out and give me a nice effect and nice color blend. Okay, so let's use a little green. And I'm just going to put the colors next to each other. Okay, I got some green and the red there. Okay, so let me rinse that off. I don't want to contaminate my colors if I can help it. And this is just a very inexpensive little cheap set that I got from Dollar Tree. Nothing real expensive, just a real cheap set there. And I want to get a little brown in there as well, so that's why I brought in some yellow. I know, if you mix yellow and purple, you get brown, don't you? I'm not for sure, I don't remember. Yeah, it looks like it. So I just want to, you know, get a little mixture of colors. Okay, let's stop there and see what effect we get, and then I can bring in more color if I need it. And I think I got my heat tool here. Let me get that up here so we can dry as we go. Is it plugged in? No. Hold on a second, it's stuck on something. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's just see what we get. And I'm just going to lay this down and give it a light press. And we're going to take a look and see what it picks up. I kind of thought that that's what it would do, but we're going to let's put a little water on this and let's see if we can get it to run and blend and do a little something. Okay, let's hit that with the heat for a second. Okay, let's do a little bit more. Let's bring in a little more blue. And see, I think we need more blue right in the middle. Maybe a little yellow. Just a little. Maybe a little brown in there. Okay, I don't want to do too much, because this paper is going to get saturated. Okay. Now let's see if we can get that to run a little bit. I think it's getting a little too mucky. I think I might have put a little too much of the brown tone. Let's try and bring in let's dry that again. Actually, let me dab off the excess. Okay, let's hit that with the heat tool. Okay, let's try and get a little more blue in there. Okay, not the best, but we're gonna go with that. But I think it would definitely give us a better effect if we were using watercolor paper. It's just not absorbing into this printer paper as well as we'd like, but at least we got some ocean color, and that's going to be kind of my water scheme. Okay, I had some kind of ocean themed cardstock, but I was like, you know, that's no fun. Let's make our own. Okay, now I think I'd like to, just looking at that, I'd like to bring in a little bit of white. Oops, contaminating it. Let's wipe that off and try that again. Wipe off my brush here. Get that blue off. Okay, let's try that again. Because you know how there's like bubbles in the water as well. Let's see if we can get do little white splatters. If this doesn't soak in very well, I might have to bring in some acrylic or something, but let's try this first since we've already got it out. It looks good now. Can you guys see that? But once it dries, I don't know how well it's going to sit on top of the other colors, but we're going to try it, okay? Hope for the best. And I'm trying to get some big splats. Trying. Nice big splatters. You don't always go where you want them to. Okay. We'll let that dry and see what we end up with. Put that to the side for the moment. Clear our space. Okay, let me hit that again. Still see it, but it's not completely dry yet either. Okay, so let's bring my elements in. I've got some starfish, I've got some seashells, I've got my beautiful fish, and I've got this beautiful piece of coral that I fussy cut. And I want to just put this down. We're going to make like a little ocean scene. See? I wanted those splatters to stand out just a little bit more. I feel like I want to iron the... Excuse me for a second. Oreo, come sit down. My dog is being a pest here. Okay. Okay. Get focused here again. All right, so I want to put that there. And I thought I would kind of tuck the fish in behind, kind of like he's kind of trying to disguise himself from predators, maybe. So he's kind of hiding in the coral a little bit. But I want you to be able to see him, so I'm going to kind of have him like that. Yeah, okay. So let's put that down. I think right about there is good. I don't know where I got these images from. I've had them for a while. I don't know where I cut them out of. Okay, see now that those white splatters are drying, excuse me, they aren't very visible, so I have to bring in some acrylic white or something. I'm trying to see, do I have any white nearby? Okay, yeah, that looks good. Now that we've got something other than just the color on the paper, now that we've actually brought a focal image in, it looks good. Okay, so let's try, I think that's down. See a little corner here. Let's try and do one more round of white splattering and see if some more will take. If not, I'm going to have to try something else. I'm trying to just load up this little cheap brush here. Yeah, it looks good while I'm splattering it, but once it dries, you can't really see it too well. But the subtleness, I guess, can be good also. Okay, that's enough. All right, move that over there. We'll be done with that this time. Okay, let's wipe off one more time. Okay, let's hit that with the heat gun now again. See it a little bit. Can you guys see that? I'm liking the look. I just wish it was just a little bit more intense, I guess you would say. But we're gonna work with what we've got. Okay. Let's see what these elements here. Okay, we'll hold off on those. Okay, I'm liking that. I just thought I'm gonna bring in some glossy accents, but I'm gonna wait till I get this down on the next substrate. I'm gonna put something behind that. I think, just trying to think what I wanna do here. I'm liking the look. Okay, let's shift, take a shift from that for a moment, and now let's come to the envelope insert. Okay, now I consider this could be an insert. This can be like a journaling card, and we can insert it and put it into an envelope. Okay, easy enough. But let's make an envelope and see what I have left of this 12 by 12 here. And I have an idea of what maybe we can do. This is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to bring up my envelope punch board, and for 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, I need a piece of paper that's 8 1/8 by 8 1/8. So now I'm going to bring up my guillotine and cut that piece to 8 1/8. By 8 1/8. Okay, and I'm going to try and use these other scraps as well. We'll see how this turns out. Okay, that tells us our size. And we need to punch and score at 3 3/4. So we come line up. If you're not familiar with the envelope punch board, we go to 3 3/4. We punch, and we score. And then from there, we just use this notch here on the first score line, line that up, punch, and score. And go all the way around on all 4 sides. Line it up. Okay. And if you want, you can round your corners. Okay, there's that. We're going to burnish our score lines, and we've got ourselves an envelope for our card. This is going to be a journaling card, okay? So that should house that. I have to trim it down just the edges, just a smidge, but that's fine. But it does fit. Okay, so there's our envelope. But now another thing of an envelope insert is the piece that goes here. Okay, so I was hoping if maybe I had enough left over, I would make a piece for that. But none of these are quite big enough. Neither of these. So what can I use? I don't know of anything that I have on hand. Could use a piece of book page. I've got book page handy. Let me see. Let's do a piece of this. That almost fits. what we can do is come across. Yeah, I'm just doing a quick one here, and I don't even mind that the text is going to be going sideways. That's not a problem. So we just want a liner right there. Okay. Come in. So this will fit right there. Oh, gotta come up a little more. And I will trace and cut that out. Now I don't know if they mean, this is what they mean by an envelope insert, but this is what I understand an envelope insert to be. Okay, I was kind of hoping I'd have some of the other paper, same paper left over, but that's okay. We could mix it up. And that right there. And glue it down. And you don't need to go all the way down on your envelope, because once you close your envelope, half of it's not going to be seen anyway. So that's why I went down a portion. I'm sure you guys, for the most part, are familiar with that. Okay. There we go. Okay, now we're going to close up our envelope. Let me do that correctly. Yep, okay. So we want to go this way. Or do I want to go this way? We'll go this way. We could have folded the envelope either way, the tall way this way or this way. It does not matter. But since my journal card is going to be going this way, we'll go this direction. Okay. So we've got a envelope insert here, if that's what they mean, and then I'm considering this journal card as an insert as well. Okay, but let's see if we can trim this down just the smallest amount. All the way around. And back this on here. And for that, since there's some brownish kind of color in the background here, I'm going to bring in some vintage photo. Just a little bit to the edges. I'm not even going to bother rounding my corners or anything. I think it looks fine just like that. And just a small border all the way around. Yeah. And I'm going to do a small portion of this at a time, just because the paper is all warped, so to speak, because of the watercolor that we put down. Okay, so I'll just make sure it gets down really well. Take it slow and work it down. Okay, and let's trim that off. And hopefully it'll still fit in my envelope. Okay, let's move that out of the way. And we've got ourselves a nice journaling card for the envelope. And then I want to put a little ink on that fold line there, as well as the edge of the envelope here. Okay, and I still have my cheesecloth and my other couple little goodies here. I've got the word fish, and here's my other goodies. Okay, where'd they get pushed to? Here we go. I still got a seashell and a starfish. So why don't we just put those on there. Okay, and then for just a little extra water effect, I'm going to use my glossy accents. I want to do this last because I'm going to have to let it set. And we're just going to do a couple little air bubbles. I'll put a few. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna have to leave that to let that dry. And let's bring in a little ink around the fish text piece. And I was thinking about bringing in some cheesecloth to look like a little bit of netting. But then it'll be difficult to get it in and out of my envelope. So maybe I should just put a little on the front. Of the envelope. I like that. Get another paper towel here. Dab that a bit. Yeah, I like that. Okay. And I'm even going to leave a little bit of this hanging over depending on where I use it in the journal, what, you know, how it goes down on the page. Be a little added something there. I don't mind that hanging over a bit. Okay, so I can't move that because those glossy accent water droplets have got to dry. But that, I think, is my completed project, guys. I consider this an envelope insert because I'm going to insert that into the envelope, okay? And then I also made an actual insert for the envelope out of book page. So I don't know which they were referring to or if it's something else completely, but that is what I took envelope insert for. Okay, but I really like my little make there. Once that dries, I'll be able to slide that right down into my envelope, and I've got a cute little journal card and a pocket. And then this can go down on a page. That can get closed up, and you've got another pocket behind. So not too bad. And that can tuck right in like that. So what do you think? I need to adjust right there just a little bit. Make sure that's going to fit. There we go. Much better. Okay. So that's my make. What do you guys think? Not too bad. We've got a nice little ocean scene with the beautiful little fish. We've got a nice pocket to house, and then yeah, so that's my envelope insert. Insert and insert. Okay, guys? All right. Thank you so very much for spending some time with me. I hope you like what you see, guys. I would love it if you'd hit that subscribe button, leave me a like and a comment, and I will see you for day 23, which is flower and paper doll. Oh, fun. I love doing paper dolls. So I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.